it do, YouTube? Your boy Playoff Don is back with another video. Now, real quick before I get started, make sure you hit that like button so you don't forget. Hit that subscribe button, and I will be hitting y'all with more content in the very near future. I got y'all, don't worry. I do want to talk about something that went down this past Sunday that raises a lot of questions for a certain franchise. So if you guys didn't know, the Minnesota Vikings played the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Ran up the score on them, and it wasn't close, but a little later in the game, unfortunately, starting QB for the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, goes down with an super unfortunate Achilles injury. And of course, once you hear Achilles, if you're a sports fan, you hear Achilles, you're done for the season. That's it. You're done for 9-10 months, and it sucks. It's really unfortunate because Kirk Cousins was really playing well, especially this whole season, but especially the past couple weeks. Minnesota season has not gone how they wanted it to. Of course, they were 13-3, 13-4, 13 wins. I know they won 13 games a year ago. They won a million close games. They caught a lot of breaks a year ago. Kind of stumbled into 13 wins. This year, it completely flipped for them. None of the turnover luck was going their way. They lost every one-score game that they were in. Started off 0-3. Injuries have not gone their way as well. They lose a couple guys on defense. Of course, Justin Jefferson, star receiver, he gets hurt as well. He's on IR. And just a complete 180 for the Vikings this year. However, over the past couple weeks, they were starting to pick it up. You can see Kirk is getting more and more comfortable with this offense. Year 2 in Kevin O'Connell's system. And by the time that 49ers game rolled around a couple weeks ago, it looks like he's got like a full command of the offense, and he looked great against the Niners. He looked great again against the Packers this past Sunday. And like I said, super unfortunate that Cousins goes down. And now this raises a lot of different questions for Minnesota, because they already went into this season telling themselves, telling everybody, telling Kirk, yeah, this is probably our last season with Kirk. We're going to go in a different direction. They don't re-sign him. They don't trade him. They probably can't trade him. They definitely can't trade him now because he's hurt. What do the Vikings do now? Because you have two things here. Do the Vikings now, they got a better shot now than any time to just, now that Kirk is out, to just bottom out, stink up the joint for the rest of the season, try and get yourself a top pick, and then you bring this young quarterback into this pretty darn nice situation, really, with Justin Jefferson. Like this young QB is gonna have, this hypothetical young QB is gonna have an elite receiver to start off with, which is the best. Jordan Addison, their first round pick, he looks beautiful. He's been making plays all season. TJ Hawkinson is one of the 10 to 15 best tight ends in football. They've got 2 really good offensive tackles with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. And they got Kevin O'Connell, who's a really good offensive play designer and a play caller. That's a really nice situation to put a young quarterback into. Is that what they do? Or or what they could do also, they did just sign Josh Dobbs. They could do something like that. Is they could bring in some capable backup like Josh Dobbs, who I'm a fan of, but he's a backup, let's be honest. Bring in a capable backup like that and see what you can do with this team. Maybe possibly make a postseason run. Maybe not a run. Run is strong. See what this team can do for you going into the playoffs if you can get there with Josh Dobbs. How good really is this supporting cast? Can it take an average quarterback like Josh Dobbs to the postseason? You know? Only thing with that is, of course, you probably won't be getting any top pick, any one of these really good quarterbacks that are coming out. And there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of this draft this year with, Caleb and Drake are, those guys are going to be a little too far-fetched, but even dudes like Bo Nix, that's just one guy I'm thinking of, Michael Penix, but yeah, there's a lot of good QBs coming out. But the other alternative is with how well Kirk was playing. I know they kind of said by not re-signing him, we're going to go in a different direction. But as well as he was playing this year, do you just bring Kirk back? And Kirk Cousins in year 3 with Kevin O'Connell, with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison. I mean, they've shown this year, I know the record doesn't say it, but they've shown this year they can put up points with anybody. Really. So with Jordan Addison keeps growing, and then Justin Jefferson comes back, that has the potential to be a top receiver duo with an accurate, decisive quarterback like Kirk Cousins, who I know is not, some elite guy, but he's a darn good quarterback, and he was playing like that this year. Do you just bring Kirk back and see what you can do? I think there is a higher than 49% chance that happens. I do think that, and it's going to be really interesting to see what they do, because this Cousins injury just kind of throws. You would think once they start off 0-3, okay, forget it. We're going to trade Kirk at the deadline. That's it. That's the end of it. We can go get our quarterback. Then you kind of get back in the playoff race a little bit with these past couple wins. Kirk is playing at a top 10 level, and it's like, okay, can we run with this again? Because even if we go get this young guy, he's not going to be as good as Cousins is. Definitely not in his rookie season, probably not in his second year either. The NFC is not wide open, of course, because the Eagles are incredible, and the 49ers, are also insane. Shout out to Chase Young, by the way. But, the NFC is not, there's only a couple teams, really, that are going to be, like, up here that you gotta, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Could they talk themselves into bringing Kirk back? I don't think there's a terrible chance of that happening. Could Kirk be on another team next year? Which I would love to see him in Atlanta, because I think they got a ton of young, gorgeous pieces down there. It's something, it's a lot. All of this stuff came into my brain as soon as the first thing I thought was, I hope Kirk is okay, and I hope he gets well soon. The second thing I thought was, what's going to happen to Minnesota? What's going to happen to Kirk? It's super fascinating to me, and this could be a big deal. What they do, the choices that they make going forward it could be a big deal in the NFC, and we'll just have to see. If you're a Vikings fan out there, let me know what do you think the move is. Would you want to see Kirk come back? Do you want to drop all this, go get a young quarterback, put him in this really good situation? Really, let me know. It's super fascinating to me, but yeah, I just want to talk about that a little bit. And again, shout out to Kirk Cousins. Really, not only get well soon, but he was playing out of his mind. I had a huge smile on my face during that 49er game because I'm like, look at Cousins ball. Look at prime time Kirk ball out here. He was lovely, accurate, beating against the blitz, total command of the offense. Yeah, but yes. But yeah, let me know, what do the Vikings do? This has been Playoff Don. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I will be back with more content. Don't you worry. And yeah, y'all take it easy.